Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. T, a tech trainer and career coach, and I help professionals transition to tech by leveraging their existing skills and abilities. Today we are talking about the NIST AI Risk Management Framework, or AI RMF. It's one of the more important tools for anyone working with AI or interested in working with AI. So today we're going to break it down into simple terms and talk through a scenario as it relates to this framework being adopted in a real organization. So, what is the NIST AI RMF? It's the National Institute for Standards and Technology's AI Risk Management Toolkit. It's voluntary but widely adopted because it provides structure, clarity, and accountability. And there are four key functions embedded into the framework. First, there's govern. Here's where an organization would establish policies, roles, and responsibilities. There's map. Here at this function, the organization understands the AI system, its purpose, and its risk. Function 3 ensures that the organization is evaluating the AI solution for performance, fairness, and security. And at function 4, which is manage, the organization takes action to reduce risk and improve outcomes. So let's talk through a real world application. Let's think about a hospital using AI to predict patient readmittance. Here, the organization would define who governs and who approves the model. So, the AI governance committee within the hospital would include roles like compliance officers, clinical leads, and data scientists. And their job would be to make certain that policies are in place that document the model's purpose, its risk level, and its alignment within the regulatory landscape that is inherent to the organization. So for this example, they would make certain that the model aligns with HIPAA and all the guidelines and requirements that come with HIPAA. That's the governance piece. And before deployment, the model would be refined at a level that perhaps a chief medical officer and an ethics review board would feel comfortable signing off on the model. This would all happen at the govern function within the AI RMF. The organization would also document data sources and intended use. This is where the map function comes in. So if the model uses electronic health records and the data included, such as discharge notes and lab results and medication history, then that documentation would be included. There would be a clear understanding of what the intended use for each of those data elements are, and there would be an identification of any sensitive data. All of that would be mapped out at the map function so that there's a clear understanding of what data is used and why. The organization would also cover testing. At the measure function, the organization should be testing the AI model and solution for bias and accuracy. So the hospital would run fairness audits across race, gender, and insurance status to make certain that the solution does not incorporate discriminatory practices, and that accuracy is there across the medical data against the historical readmission rates and any clinical predictions, that there is accuracy and that there is no bias embedded. So the bias testing would reveal things like whether uninsured patients are underflagged or are overly prompt for a review, So at this measure function, the organization is really focused on uh, identifying and removing any biases and inaccuracies. At the manage function is where the organization would adjust its model so that it performs properly. So if patients are flagged but don't actually get readmitted, the model would need to be recalibrated to ensure that it's equitable and that each patient that requires readmission is in fact readmitted, regardless of any other elements that would uh, appear to be discriminatory. If the bias is present, the hospital retrains its data model with more representative data and then adds any human reviews for edge cases. And remember, we talked about AI needing a human in the loop. So here's where that would happen. And at the manage function, there's really just a continuous feedback loop. Care teams report false positives and false negatives, let's say on a monthly basis, and that data and information is used to retrain the models, feeding into model update cycles. Okay, so those 4 functions help to make certain that the organization that adopts this framework is building trustworthy AI systems. It ensures transparency by having roles identified at all levels within the organization to have input and to give feedback, and that there's fairness because there are biases being removed on a continuous basis, and that there is accuracy in the data. From an accountability perspective, we have those roles there, their functions, and those approval levels needed. And so we have the right people accountable for how the system is functioning at all times. This is all essential for public trust as AI is becoming more embedded into day-to-day activities and in the solutions that we are relying upon. So if you want to work in AI governance, mastering the NIST AI RMF is a must. Subscribe to the channel for more breakdowns like this, and stay tuned for our upcoming AI governance bootcamp and internship. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.